Imagine a silent tether, an invisible biological cable connecting your internal nervous system directly to your dog's amygdala. We often blame the mailman or a passing squirrel, but the catalyst for chaos usually begins within your blood. Dogs possess over 300 million olfactory receptors, making them biological sensors for the chemical signature of human stress. When you feel anxious, your skin exudes volatile organic compounds that your dog's vomeronasal organ detects with terrifying precision. This isn't just observation, it is emotional contagion, where a predator's senses meet human vulnerability through a chemical bridge. Inside the canine brain, your cortisol spikes trigger a mirror response, bypassing their logic and activating primal defensive mechanisms. Research suggests that dogs do not just see our fear, they inhabit it through a process called interspecies neural coupling. Your suppressed frantic thoughts create a chemical odor mask that screams danger to a dog's highly evolved survival instincts. While you maintain a calm exterior, your elevated heart rate acts as a metronome, setting the pace for their aggression. They aren't being bad, they are reacting to a perceived environmental threat that is leaking directly from your pores. The dark psychology of this bond is that your dog will manifest the anger you are too polite to show. If you are a people pleaser who avoids conflict, your dog may bark to express the boundaries you won't set. They become your proxy voice, shouting at a world that you are too anxious to confront with your own words. The prefrontal cortex of a dog is smaller, meaning they lack the cognitive filters to rationalize your hidden internal panic. This is the shadow effect, where the dog becomes the physical manifestation of the owner's unresolved psychological distress. Evolutionary biology dictated that dogs who could read their master's subtle states survived longer, creating an ultra-sensitive emotional mirror. Today, that survival mechanism backfires when modern stresses like deadlines are translated by the dog as immediate physical predator threats. Modern neurobiology confirms that a dog's heart rate variability often synchronizes with their primary handler's rhythmic cardiac output. When your pulse quickens from a stressful email, the dog's pulse mimics it within 60 seconds of close proximity. We call it transferred hypervigilance, where the dog assumes the protector role for an emotionally compromised and unstable leader. Their outbursts, barking, lunging, or snapping, are desperate attempts to recalibrate the chaotic energy of the surrounding social unit. Even if you use a happy voice, the dog's Jacobson's organ filters the truth from your microscopic telltale perspiration. They are reading the internal weather, navigating the storms of your mind before you even realize a cloud exists. This creates a feedback loop. You get anxious because the dog is reacting. The dog reacts because you're anxious. Breaking this cycle requires more than sit or stay. It requires a profound shift in your own internal neurochemistry. Within the canine nasal cavity lies the subethmoidal shelf, a specialized bone structure designed to trap and analyze human fear. To a dog, your scent is a high-definition map of your internal instability, showing peaks and valleys of adrenaline. This chemical shouting drowns out your verbal commands, rendering your stay or quiet biologically irrelevant to the animal. You are essentially asking a soldier in the heat of battle to solve a complex mathematical equation while being attacked. To the untrained eye, the dog is aggressive, but to the scientist, the dog is simply oversaturated with owner stress. We must transition from control to regulation, moving from the role of a warden to a steady biological anchor. When you achieve vagal tone through deep breathing, you send a chemical all-clear signal to their primitive brain. Mastery of the dog is never found in the hand, it is always found in the deep silence of your breath. Your dog's mirror neurons fire in direct sympathy with your unspoken physical intentions, anticipating conflict before you even move. When you tighten your grip on the leash, you are transmitting a high-voltage threat signal directly into their nervous system. This is tactile contagion, a physical dialogue where your muscle tension dictates the dog's readiness for a violent encounter. A focused, staring eye is the mark of a hunter. A soft, wandering eye is the mark of a protector. When you soften your gaze, the dog's oxytocin pathway begins to override their adrenaline-soaked amygdala, triggering a calm state. You are becoming the vagal anchor, the one point of stillness in a world your dog perceives as dangerously chaotic. Your dog isn't broken, they are just tuned in to a frequency of anxiety that you haven't learned to turn off. Silence the human, and the dog will follow. It is the most profound and ancient law of interspecies psychology. Every outburst is a question. Are we safe? Your calm, regulated presence is the only answer they will believe. Stop fighting the behavior and start nurturing the connection through the unseen pathways of interspecies biological and emotional harmony. The secret to a perfect dog is hidden in the quietest corners of your own subconscious and endocrine system. If this discovery has changed how you see your companion, you are finally ready to master the silent language. Subscribe to join our exploration of the deep, hidden psychology that connects our human souls to the canine world. Your journey into the science of the bond is just beginning. Let us navigate these psychological shadows together. Share this with an owner who needs to hear the truth that their dog is desperately trying to tell you. Because when we understand the mind, the behavior takes care of itself, leaving only the pure, raw animal connection. Master yourself, and you will finally master the mirror. This is the silent language of the pack.